This is the Tom Barnard Podcast. Listen live weekday mornings, 8 to 9:30, or anytime you like as a podcast on the Tom Barnard app at tombarnardshow.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
You are damn right. There's no question about it, lady. Or Amy. Either one. It's lady or Amy. We can just go with that.
One or the other.
You know, yesterday there was a coincidence. I wanted to talk about something that, and it turned out that, or maybe it was 2 days ago, where the 67 minutes a day outside roaming around is really, really good for you. We talked about that. And I was going to talk about, how things. So it was a coincidence. Another coincidence today. This is really kind of weird, and I don't know why it keeps happening, but a new iPhone update is resurrecting people's deleted nude pictures. Now, luckily for me, not for everybody else, because they wouldn't see them anyway, but I've never posted a nude picture of myself anywhere, so I don't have to look at them. But the weird thing about that is nude photos and nude stuff. Have you ever heard of a guy named Picasso?
Uh-oh.
Not Picasso, Picasso.
I'm assuming he's also not a painter.
He is a painter.
Oh.
I'm assuming he doesn't use a paintbrush.
That would be correct.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I have seen this guy.
You have?
He was on some like Comedy Central show. They did a segment about him.
Okay.
I haven't seen him in action, so to speak, but I saw his paintings.
Oh, yeah, he leans his hips way in and he takes his crank. And you cannot tell he didn't do it with a brush, though, because they showed some of his artwork afterward. It looks like he did it with brushes.
It's, he's multi-bristled down there from my.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Oh, you're looking at it?
I'm trying to find a way to not see his Picasso. I just want to see the painting.
Yeah.
Picasso, that's pretty good, actually.
I gotta
paintings
know
are good.
Safety wise, how there's gotta paint clogging up some stuff down there cannot be all that great, right?
Yeah,
you are correct. There's no question about it. And the amazing thing about it is they showed him doing portraits of people, and he would do nude portraits of women and all that stuff. But what was weird, and then he'd do like men's portraits too, and you could tell every once in a while, men or women, they'd glance down at his Picasso while he was doing it. They're like, is he really doing that? Or what? They think he's like faking it with a brush that they can't see or something.
I feel like that's a given, though. If you're getting a portrait done by a guy who goes by Picasso, who paints with his
Picasso,
his Picasso, you're gonna take a glance. I think that's a part of the package.
Yeah, he looks like somebody also that would experiment with painting with his Picasso.
He does, doesn't he? Yeah, he looks like a Picasso. He really does. You guys ever run into while you played sports and all the rest of it? Did you ever run into a guy that was packing some major heat, and everybody walks in and they go, "Holy shit!" Have you ever been in that situation?
Yeah,
me too.
Yeah,
twice actually.
Intramurals in college. We had this guy named Connor. I won't say his last name, but it was his nickname was the Elephant, is what I'll say.
Trunk. You got Picasso and Trunk hanging out for dinner tonight. Very good. But yeah, I mean, the one that I do remember, it really sticks out in my mind. And I won't say who it was because he was a defensive back for the Minnesota Vikings. And we were playing a pickup game at the old Metrodome back in the day. So this is 35 years ago or whatever. It was a long time ago, right?
Yeah.
But I walked into the shower after the game. I'm going to walk into the shower, and he's like, tripod. I'm like, what the hell? I mean, his feet had to get out of the way, for Christ's sake. I have never seen anything like that. I'm not kidding you. They talk about, what is it, the $5 foot long? Well, this was about $25. Let me put it that way. Like, Jesus.
Do you remember? Vazante Shenko?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, didn't he have some
there's a
interview or something where he was just out hanging around?
No, he was in the background. They were doing like a post game press conference thing, and somebody was in the locker rooms. Like it was some Fox 9 or Channel 5, or maybe it was WCCO or whatever. They were in there interviewing a player, and you could see him in the background, and he kind of like first steps into frame just halfway, and he's got a towel around his waist, and you're like, okay, whatever. And then he drops it like in the same motion as turning around, and it's just there. And nobody picked it up because I think they recorded this previously and then aired it, and then they came back from commercial, I remember, and they're like, so we want to apologize about our last sports segment. You may have seen something on the screen.
So, ladies and gentlemen, tune in tomorrow at 8:01 for penis news here on the Tom Barnard Show. But if you've never experienced it, it is really weird. And then when you go home and like you got to go pee, you look down and it's like, really? That's it, huh? That's everything? Okay, great. That's wonderful. All right, we shall take a break. Because speaking of pricks, get it, Judge. What do you think of that now, ladies and gentlemen? Mike Lindell and MyPillow employees, I want to thank my listeners for all your continued support because you are great. To MyPillow, Mike Lindell, to Dawn, all my buddies. To thank you, they're having an overstock clearance and new product sale right now for the best prices ever when you use promo code TOM. And to get free shipping on your entire order, get 50% off the MyPillow 2.0. Also get 50% off the brand new flannel sheets that just arrived and won't last long. 6-pack towel sets only $29.98, and take advantage of the free shipping on larger items such as mattresses, mattress toppers, 100% made in the USA, on sale for as low as just $99.99. And by the way, everything is on sale, from the brand new kitchen towels. I'd like to talk about these because they have the same technology as the bath towels. They actually do absorb, which makes your job a lot easier. Dog beds, blankets, couch pillows, so much more. To get the best specials ever, go to MyPillow.com or call 800-516-5146. Use promo code TOM, and you get free shipping on your entire order. So call 800-516-5146 or go to MyPillow.com and use promo code TOM.
Is that text you're sending so important that you missed your turn? Is that text you're sending so important that you ran the red light? Is that text you're sending so important you didn't see the ball coming onto the road or the child that followed? Hi, I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. When you take your eyes off the road for even 4 seconds, your vehicle travels 100 yards. That's the entire length of a football field. If you absolutely have to text, you need to pull off the road somewhere safe and do it from there. Texting and driving is against the law and can cause serious injury or even death to you and others. Now that is important. We hope you're never injured in a collision, but if you are, please contact us.
Find Bradshaw & Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Going farther with Mike Bryant on your side, seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw & Bryant.
K&L Surplus and Ammo in Lina Lakes is my choice for firearms and ammunition. Jim, the owner, is one of the most knowledgeable people in the business, is great at getting you into the right firearm. And that is important, by the way. Many people don't know that. It's like, oh, that's the gun I want. Well, you got to make sure it's the right firearm for you. And Jim can take care of that at K&L Surplus. K&L Surplus and Ammo also works with local groups on raffles, auction fundraisers. If your group is having a fundraiser coming up, make sure to call Jim at K&L. Their number is 763-757-2614. He can put together a great package for your event and help you raise more money. K&L Surplus and Ammo is on Lake Drive in Lina Lakes and open Tuesday through Saturday. You can reach them by phone at 763-757-2614, or you can also visit them online at www.klgunstore.com.
This is the Tom Barnard Podcast.
Yes, it is, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I had a lot to do last night, so I didn't get to pay attention to anything. Somebody did whisper to me that your Minnesota Twins look horrendous against the Yankees. I don't know. I didn't see either game, so is it that bad, huh?
Well, they got shut out last night, and let's just say the center fielder who had a very difficult game 2 nights ago, including not catching a ball that he might have lost in the sun and then not being aggressive, and so Juan Soto took second base. That same guy last night with a man on third forgot the amount of outs, and so he started to nonchalantly jog into the dugout as a guy tagged from third because there were only 2, not 3 outs.
Oh.
And then he threw home, and so it's been a tough 2 games. It's been a Willie Norwoodian run, Dan Ford run for one Willi Castro, Tom Barnard.
I am not kidding you, honest to God. Some of those, it drives me away from. I just don't understand this, and I'm asking all three of you and of all our listeners this question: what happened to defense in baseball? People are letting balls go through their legs. They're missing catches. They're dropping the ball. What the hell's happening?
Go ahead, Tevin.
I was gonna say I don't like it's. My instinct would be: are we just not spending enough time practicing like the basics, fundamental ground balls? But everybody's just focused on power at the plate and offensive output. I think maybe you get a little lapse in focus on the defensive end.
I think it's just kind of a loss. Like it gets lost in the fold. Like everybody loves to see the guy that can bat like above 300 and have 30 home runs in a season, or the pitcher that's a flame throwing. He can touch 100 miles per hour consistently. But like I don't know, look at a guy like Kevin Kiermaier. He's never been a wondrous, prolific hitter, but he's made his career out of being a decent to above average to elite fielder at times, and two, he kind of looks like Kirk Cousins, which is am I right, Chuck? It's Kirk Cousins' cousin.
The cousin.
The problem for the Twins is this: Willi Castro belongs nowhere near center field.
You are correct.
And Buxton. The stupid thing is this: so Buxton now is on a 2-game rehab assignment with the Saints. So he's coming back, but he's going to get hurt again. He always does. Like, that's just a fact of life. And, last year they went out and got a guy by the name of Michael A. Taylor, who's now in Pittsburgh. And he had a nice year in the sense that I think he had 20-plus home runs for the Twins. He's really struggling at the plate. But the one thing that he did was he would go get balls where he wasn't as good as Buxton, but he was about as close as you could possibly get. Mm-hmm. And so I thought for the first time, the Twins finally got a clue, and they found a capable replacement, because what Buxton really brings at the end of the day is elite defense. At the plate he's up and down, but elite defense. Yep. And so what it turned out was they knew that they were going to DH Buxton all year, so they went out and got a real center fielder. Now with Buxton back in center, they did the same thing that they've done previously before Michael A. Taylor, which is they try to just put guys out there like anyone can, Willi Castro is a backup. He's a utility man.
Right.
Not a center fielder. And this Manuel Margot that they went and got from the Dodgers, who was supposed to sort of be the Michael A. Taylor replacement, including in center when Buxton didn't play, I think has played one game there. He's usually played in the corner outfield spots, and he has been overall just pretty much horrendous. So the thinking here I don't get it.
I don't either. I got to ask you guys a question. I'm very serious about this because I've noticed that, maybe the last couple of years, maybe it's a little more than that. But and by the way, I think I played on a baseball team for all of about 2 weeks before they said, "Yeah, tell them why don't you go wait at home for us and we'll get right back to you." But when we were playing the outfield, you caught a ball like this, right? So you'd had the left side open, the right side open. You caught the ball up over your head like this. They now catch it here.
Oh, God, that's been going on forever.
I hate that.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I don't care how you catch a baseball if you're good. If you're good in the outfield, but my biggest thing here is this is the Twins' fault.
Yeah, it is. You're right.
This is all their fault, and it's not Rocco's fault. He's not the roster guy. He just plays who he's got. I have no idea why a team that's a contender decided that Byron Buxton, well, since he's going to play center field again, we don't need another starting caliber guy out there when he's never healthy, Never.
Yeah, I know.
If the center fielder that they use isn't great at the plate, okay, such is life. But they've got Correa at shortstop, and he made another fantastic play on a double play last night. I mean, he's a platinum Gold Glover.
He's phenomenal.
He's phenomenal. And, what has been the adage for baseball, Tom, for everyone's whole life? Strong up the middle. You got to be strong up the middle.
Yep.
So how do you have Carlos Correa at shortstop, and then a guy who's got basically a paddle for a hand and forgets the outs playing center field?
Forgets how many outs there are. How?
It's Norwood. It's Willie Norwood. I'm not
Willie Norwood.
I'm not kidding you. It's Dan Ford. It's the same. It's literally a throwback. I mean, 2 nights ago, Austin Martin, the left fielder, screwed up, and he's a guy who probably should be given a chance in center, because he's not great in left. I think he's an athlete. I think he would have a better chance in center field. It's like the old the old days of Norwood, Dan Ford, and Hoskin Powell, or Rick Solfield out there. It's like when you were riding them from behind the dugout at the Met.
I was, man. Did I tell my Hoskin Powell story at Byerly's in Golden Valley the other day? I don't know if I ever got to it or not.
Is that the where he was looking at like a cantaloupe or something?
Yep, that's the one. First of all, Willie Norwood's there with him. So the two of them are together, and Willie's kind of looking around. But Hoskin Powell, who may have had a little thin pipe in his pocket, if you know what I'm saying, honest to God, I'm trying to find some. I'll just use this can. Okay. So I walk up, and here's Hoskin Powell. This is a muskmelon. This is a cantaloupe.
You gotta make sure it's a quality melon.
What are you doing? He stood there for like 5 minutes and didn't move.
He was mesmerized.
He was mesmerized.
Who hasn't been mesmerized by a muskmelon?
By a muskmelon. He must have been higher than a giraffe's ass. I'm not kidding, man. He just staring at that thing like, I wonder what this is.
Come on. It's the 70s, okay?
Yeah, it was the 70s.
Half that Byerly's was high at the time.
Oh, man, I used to love going there. Well, I still go to the Golden Valley Byerly's whenever I can because I've been going there since I was a little kid. This is one of the first ones. What was it? The first? It might have been the very first Byerly's, actually, but I can't remember. I think it was.
No, I at least on the western side of town, I think you're right because the Minnetonka one by Ridgedale went in when I was a kid. The St. Louis Park one, I think, is from the 70s, and that's an old one. No,
Yep.
I think you're right. I think the Golden Valley one's the first one.
1968 by
There you
Don
go.
Byerly. Golden
Oh
Valley.
yeah,
There you have it. So I had just tested out of high school. Well, no, I guess it was a year later. No, that was 67, 68. I don't remember. But I told you we got the surprise of our lives one time. This is toward the end of his reign before he sold off to Lund's. It was Thanksgiving. It was the day before Thanksgiving, actually. And Catherine, that was Catherine, was all worried about, they were going to deliver a turkey. We still haven't got our turkey. What are we going to do? I got to get that thing in the oven in the next couple of hours and blah, 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 blah. Knock at the door. There's Don Byerly with the turkey. The guys were so busy that he was delivering turkeys to people.
oh my God, that's great.
That's impressive, man. That's very, very
That's
impressive.
great.
But I love Byerly. Lund's Byerly's fantastic.
Yep. Although it did seem weird when they merged because when I was a kid, they were arch rivals.
They were.
They were
right.
Superstore, supermarket rivals.
God, supermarket, like Jim Kowalski, I knew Jim pretty well. Just a great guy. Unfortunately, died in that airplane propeller accident. That's very, very unfortunate. But there was a big special on last night. No, it wasn't on last night. It was on the afternoon show on Channel 5 with Ben Lieber. By the way, he's a nice guy. I only met him one time. He's a very pleasant person. And she's very nice. She always gives me a hug whenever I see her. It's very nice of her. But now I lost my train of thought what the hell I was going to talk about. What was I just going to talk about? What were you guys just talking about?
Kowalski.
Oh, they ran a bunch of old footage of the Red Owl. Do you guys even remember the Red Owl?
Oh, yeah.
So
Tevin and Age won't, but there was one. And in fact, I grew up in Minnetonka, as I've told you before, not very far at all from 7 High.
Right. Sure.
At 101 and 7. Yep. And there was a red owl for years in there. The red owl was legendary. And then there was the one in Golden Valley, right on 55, right there.
That's
on the
one.
corner.
Yes, sir. My favorite one, though, is the one that's just off University and Hennepin Avenue over in, southeast Minneapolis, I guess. It's where northeast and southeast Minneapolis meet. There was one there, and it was in the movie. He was walking down the street. He'd walk past the White Castle, and then there in the background, there was the White Castle, and then the Red Owl in the background. It was the movie, oh, God, what the hell is the name of it? It was a really good movie, though. You guys remember what I'm talking about?
No.
God, I wish I could remember the actor's name. I'll think of it. But yeah, you can see this. There, look, it's the Red Owl. All these years later,
And the logo was a huge owl head.
that's correct.
It was so cool. It's like when they used to
was.
spend on those, and like when they have it on a sign
Yes,
lit
sir.
up.
Yep.
So it wasn't just a generic or painted. It was fantastic. Yeah, that
I'll
was a
show you
great
quickly
time.
how the world has changed. When I was in 7th grade. Oh, you're going to say something, Tevin?
Oh, I was saying the movie. Were you meaning the 2009 movie Serious Man?
No.
Otherwise, it was in Fargo as well.
It was in Fargo. Too. Oh, what the hell's the guy? He's a very good actor, younger guy. Damn it. I can't remember. I'll have to dig it up. But yeah, he's walking down. It's the one on Hennepin and University, or just off University. But it's very, very. It's right by the old place where Louis Anderson started his stand-up comedy career. What's the name of that bar right there?
That I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
That bar's
Sorry.
been there forever. It's in the old Labor Temple, I think, but I'm not sure. In any case, moving on with all this stuff. But that's so cool to look back and see things that no longer exist in the movies like that.
Yep.
I love that stuff. I do. I really do.
In fact, there's a scene in Fargo, if you recall, where they are they're standing on Highway 12/394 in front of the Embers, I believe, that was there for years on 12. And that lasted well into the 394 days.
Yeah.
So
sure.
there were a few relics there that were on 12 that stuck around.
But
and
not
that
the
was
Jolly
one.
Troll.
No, and not the Lincoln Dell, and not Arthur Treacher's, which was a great one.
Arthur Treacher's.
I miss Arthur Treacher's. Oh man,
do
and
too.
in the 70s, that was fine dining
It
too.
was indeed.
I see Red Lobster's going under.
45 of them closed.
How
Is
do
that
you-
what I saw?
Well, who gets the Cheddar Bay Biscuits recipe? Who buys that?
I don't know.
I'll buy it right now.
No, you won't, because you know how much that should cost.
I'll buy a steak in the Cheddar Bay. I'll buy one ingredient.
They can't let that can't die.
No.
Do you know why they did close?
No, I just saw that they were closing.
I am not making this up. They closed because they offered all-you-can-eat shrimp, and they ate them out of business.
Yep.
Yeah.
No.
I've seen it at places. I saw a TikTok of some high school kids went there and they got cut off. They were we had 4 plates of shrimp, and they said that, look, we're running out of shrimp. Other people are going to want some, so they had to stop.
Red Lobster, they allegedly have lost $11 million quarterly in 2023 due to the shrimp promotion.
Whose idea was this?
Hey, Jenny Hubbard, I got this idea. We'll give away $11 million per quarter to promote the Tom Barnard Morning Show. What do you say?
Shouldn't the accountants at some point step in and say, you know what, we got to end this promotion?
Yeah, this cannot be the 5th annual endless shrimp promotion. We have to stop it.
I had no idea. I saw they were selling off stuff from store, they're selling off, tables and stuff.
Was that one still open on 55 there? Just kind of.
I don't
across
think
from Care
so.
11.
Yeah, I don't. I actually went there with my wife Dawn 10 years ago. I don't think that one was there anymore. I think they have closed a bunch, but there was one in Mankato that we would go to when I was down there covering the Vikings during training camp. And man, you could go in and crush a couple of things at Cheddar Bay Biscuits.
Oh,
forget
those
the
things.
shrimp.
Yep.
I can get really good shrimp elsewhere.
Yep. No, you're right on the money. That was a phenomenal time. Matter of fact, I think isn't Ann Ahmed's Lat 14? Isn't that where the Red Lobster used to be? I think it's the same. I think it's the same.
Yeah, it's
building.
probably right.
That's what I'm thinking. So there is that. Got 1 minute left. Your closing words, sir.
Catch the ball. Remember the outs. The Twins have one game left this afternoon before they go to Cleveland against the Yankees. And I mean, the Yankees, the problem with this series is it's a really good test because the Yankees are really good.
Yes,
and
yes.
and so these mental errors or these screw ups, you can't have them. You gotta pay
Yep.
attention to the details.
You are correct.
Troubling.
A week from today, Kath and I are getting in the car to come home, so they better get their head out of their ass by the time I get home. There's going to be trouble. There's going to be hell to pay.
And first stop is where? You said Murray's?
We got to go to Murray's, man. Silver butter knife, baby. Is Tim Murray still work down there? Or does he just pop in once in a while? Because he was the manager for a long time. But I don't know if he retired or not.
I don't know because
Love that family.
Yeah. Oh my. And that place I love that place if nothing else because it's such a great throwback.
You know what's really funny about that is back in the day when they were both going at it, the KQ people would always go to Murray's, and the guys over at KFan would go to the one in the Fauché Tower.
Oh, Manny's.
Mm-hmm. They went to Manny's. We went to Murray's. It was because I used to go
funny.
there with Rose and meat sauce and go have dinner once in a while over there. I mean, that place is great too. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
It's phenomenal.
Yes,
A lot of great restaurants.
And didn't Manny's used to be in the Hyatt for a long time?
Yes, it did. We can close with my story if you want.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Manny's at the old 13th and Nicollet,
Yep.
the Hyatt, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're up there. Catherine and I are having dinner with Hawk from the Road Warriors.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you got to tell Phil this. You got to tell him he loves wrestling. Mac.
Oh, does he really? Because
Yes.
those guys were both really good friends of mine. I took that very hard when they both died, man. But Hawkster died really young.
Yeah.
But we're up there. He's wearing his do-rag and the whole deal. We're sitting there, and he's leaning on the table, and his muscles are touching one another, for Christ's sake.
Oh my God.
His biceps. But he and Catherine are arguing whether that woman didn't have any underwear on that Mike Tyson had sex with. Because remember, he said, "Oh, wait, we got in bed and she didn't have no underwear on." Remember that whole story?
Oh yeah. I remember the whole Tyson thing.
Catherine said, "That is such BS, Hawk, and you know it's." No, it's not. It's not BS. It's what happened. She lured him in. She reeled him in, Catherine. She goes, "He didn't reel him in." And he goes, reaches in the pocket, pulls out a sock full of money, and hits himself over the head with it.
Oh,
What?
I mean, pennies, because he carried that just in case somebody wise off, he could hit him in the head with it. But in any case, you ever see that video of him beating the piss out of those three guys in front of the Skyway?
No.
There's a
No,
video
I got to go
of Hawk.
find this now. This is old.
Three guys tried to take on
Wow.
Hawk in front of the Skyway Theater. He beat the piss out of. Oh, you got to see the video. It's unbelievable.
Are you,
And
yeah.
they found a cop upstairs watching a movie while it was going on. It was my cousin. Whoops.
Oh no. Now, are you sure Hawk was not going into the downstairs gentlemen's club?
Well, he might have
The
been. I'm
Skyway.
not really certain. It's a possibility.
I mean, you could get confused very easily.
Okay, your homework. You should come on. What are you doing it right at like 8:45?
8:45. I don't think I'm doing a thing.
Oh, look it up, and if you can find it, call back at 8:45 because I want to get your take on the Hawk beating the piss out of those three guys at the Skyway. And they had it coming. Don't get me wrong. They attacked him. So let me know. And you two, get off your ass and look at it.
Okay.
AJ, did you see it already? Because
No,
there is
I
video of it.
I haven't found it yet.
And if I'm going to do that, you guys watch the clip of Hoskin Powell going to pick up a sex toy that's been thrown on the field at Comiskey Park while Harry Carey describes it. This will be great. 8:45.
8:45.
Love
baby.
it. Okay. I'm going to watch this right now.
Sounds good, man.
See you guys.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
Judd Zulgad, SKOR North, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I will never forget it because my cousin's the cop in the building. He's upstairs watching a movie. Hawkster's downstairs beating the piss out of three young tough guys. It's quite the video. It's got to still be out there. It's got to be somewhere.
Yeah, I'm
We'll
gonna
take-
have to narrow my search though because Hawk Road Warriors wrestler fight doesn't narrow down.
Yeah, that's going to be a few thousand of them actually.
I'll keep scrolling through though.
All right, sounds great. I'll take a break. Be right back in a couple of minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Egert will join us right after this. Hi, Tom Barnard for Livia Weight Control Centers. Now is the time to get a jump on some of the Livia Way. Join Livia today. Get your first 8 weeks free. In those first 8 weeks, by following Livia's nutrition plan, with the help of their expert team of registered dietitians and nutritionists, you can lose up to 20 pounds or more. I lost 24 and a half, as a matter of fact. imagine how like how much you'll feel better. You will. There's no question about it. Not to mention how much better your summer clothes will fit. You can join today. You'll also receive a complimentary in-body scan. Now, in my situation, like I said, I think this is week 6 for me. I'm down like 26 pounds, something like that total. So I've only got 24 to go right in that area. It's working. And the amazing thing about it is, and I am not making this up, I'm on the GLP-1 medication. I do not get hungry. You cannot, and I shouldn't say you, I cannot eat as much as even if I tried to eat as much as I used to, I couldn't do it because it would be uncomfortable. It wouldn't work. As a brand ambassador for Livia, I really appreciated the one-on-one support that I received at my Livia Center. That's a huge part of it too, because they do all reach out to me. Tom, how you doing? How's everything going? People on Facebook are asking me all about it because they're thinking of going on the plan. I would definitely do it. And in the elevator going down for my walk this morning, there was a young woman in there. Said, "Hey, Tom, how's it going? God, you've lost a lot of weight," and blah, 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 blah. And she and I were talking about the fact that this time in my life, whether it's fat or muscle or both, you need to lose it because whether I could be all muscle, you cannot carry that much muscle after a certain point of your life. It's just not healthy for you. So fat, muscle, whatever it is, drop your weight, get down to a healthy weight, and you'll have a much happier life. Join today. Get your first 8 weeks of Livia's nutrition plan free. Visit livia.com. That's LIVEA.com or call 855-GO-LIVIA. And Livia's Medical Weight Loss is now offering GLP-1 medications. As I said, I'm on them. Just $2.99 a month, by the way. Quiet the food noise. See accelerated results by summertime. Visit livia.com or call 855-GO-LIVIA. Get a jump on summer the Livia way.
The past several years have been the craziest in the history of the car business. The pandemic, supply chain and chip issues, all causing extreme inventory shortages that led to, predatory pricing. Some dealers charge thousands of dollars over MSRP.
We never played that game. I'm Jim Paul of Valley Buick GMC. We knew that would leave a bad taste in a customer's mouth. More importantly, from an integrity standpoint, it was just wrong.
So what about the current market? Inventory and pricing.
Valley has their best inventory in years. Really all the Buick and GMC models. Even the previously hard-to-find Yukons, HD pickups, and Hummer EVs. Plenty of deep discounts. Many with factory rebates and low-interest financing.
Then it's a good time to buy?
It's a great time. We're welcoming our previous customers back, as well as anyone else that felt the treatment just didn't feel right the last time somewhere else.
Valley Buick GMC in Apple Valley and Hastings or valleycardealers.com. Car buying without the bad aftertaste.
Hello, I'm Brad Huckle, President and Chief Lending Officer at North American Banking Company.
And I'm Michael Bilski, CEO at North American Banking Company.
As a locally owned and operated community bank, we work with many multi-generational businesses.
Take Personal Care Dentistry of Roseville, for example. Dr. Walter Hunt, also known as Painless to Me, has been a longtime customer of the bank since we opened the bank in 1998.
When his son Kyle was ready to join the practice, they wanted to expand quickly.
With their additional space and equipment, they now are able to see more patients each day while providing the same level of care and service.
Okay, guys, I'll take it from here. If you run a family business or any kind of business for that matter, you should be banking with Brad and Mike over at North American Banking Company. Every time I deal with them or their team, I know I'm working with experienced professional bankers. So why not bank with my banker? North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, Channel 5's Picasso is brought to you by Mr. Money Talk Josh Arnold. Call Josh today for your free 48-minute evaluation, 952-925-5608. What's that look?
What did you say?
Picasso. Isn't that your name? We were talking this morning about a guy, there's an artist, paints with his penis, and he took the name Picasso.
Yeah, I would say most of the people I work with would say that'd be an accurate description of me.
But for a different reason.
Yeah. Or not.
Or not, man. What's happening, Mr. Egert? Chris Egert News, ladies and gentlemen, is brought to you by Josh Arnold. What's happening, Pally?
Let's see. Free dog in Minneapolis. You want a free dog?
Free dogs?
Free dogs.
Who's giving away dogs?
The shelter's giving away dogs. Free dogs.
Oh, the shelter. Okay. We already got a dog, so I don't think Jude would like it.
Another one.
Jude would hate it if we brought another dog into this house.
You assume, but you don't know.
Let me just tell you something. Catherine yesterday had to run to an appointment.
Yeah.
That dog stared at the front door for an hour and a half till she got back. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
That's why you get the dog a playmate.
Oh, you know what? That's a very good point you're making.
The dog has another dog, and then they're buddies. True. They're besties, and then.
You know, my favorite thing, we used to have a dog. And Jude does it once in a while, but not very often. But every time the dog got frustrated, like if you tease the dog, he would go like this. He'd start gargling. It's like, what the hell is that?
That's funny.
What are you doing? Like,
weird. It's a weird reaction, right?
Dogs are just phenomenal. They're so quirky and goofy. I just love dogs.
I know, I do too. We've got 2 right now. Otherwise, I'd probably be getting a 3rd. I'm one of those people who can't not adopt. We always get rescue dogs, and this morning we had a picture of this really cute pit bull on the news this morning, and one of the dogs you can adopt at the shelter. And I'm like, oh no, we don't need a 3rd dog. You're already the weird 2-dog people. And then when you start, getting into the 3-dog territory, people are like, oh, they're insane. So,
no question. Boy, we dodged a bullet, man, in the last couple of weeks because Jude caught some kind of lung infection.
Yeah.
Right? And he's been coughing and this and that. And thank God he's got. We were on the precipice of him having to have surgery to fix it.
And that's expensive.
$7,000.
Oh my, yeah.
But luckily, apparently, the right medication was given to him, and it's gone away.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it cleared up, thank God. But $7,000.
Yeah.
Jude, I guess you're not going to be around much longer.
I don't even want to say what I'm thinking right now, but there's definitely a price when it comes to it.
Yeah. It's like 3 G's, baby. I don't even know about that.
Right. Like, I'm like, well, this is what I got in my bank account right now. And I love you, but what's the deal? Let me tell you. If you're a city of Minneapolis resident, you can they're basically no adoption fee for getting dogs and cats today and tomorrow. Puppies 6 months and younger are $250 no matter where you're from. And then non-residents, so non-Minneapolis residents, $25 for a cat. I mean, they're pretty much giving away the cat, and $100 for a dog. So
they're giving away the kitties. That's sad. Kristen Burt's not going to like that. She loves cats.
You get a cat. You get a cat.
Yeah, that's a tough road to hoe, though. Yeah, but we've always, when I was a kid, we had animals once in a while, but mostly, guard dogs, that kind of thing.
Yep.
So, but Catherine and I have always had a dog. Had some cats too, because when we lived on a farm, you have to have cats down at the barn, or it gets overrun. But yeah, it's one of those deals. I don't know if I could live without a dog in the house, and that day is coming. Jude is 11, 12 years old, so
right,
14, 15 is about top shelf. So at that point, I don't know if we're going to get another dog or not. I mean, that's going to be tough if we don't have a dog around to put in a headlock. I mean, what am I going to do?
Yeah, it's pretty weird not having a dog around. I would.
Yeah.
Tevin, AJ, you guys got dogs?
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I've got a little Pomsky named Prince.
Prince.
Love it.
I've got
Hear you, Jude, bitching.
Speaking of dogs, yeah.
He's barking in the background. Hey, talk about dogs, Jude.
He heard you bad-mouthing.
Yeah, I was bad-mouthing him. He didn't like it.
He heard you say you're not going to pay $7,000 for that surgery.
That's right, exactly.
What do you mean?
Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I've got a Boston Terrier too. She is adopted. She was like a breeding dog at one point, and she was like the quietest thing at the shelter. And so it was like, well, let's take her home. She's a great dog, just kind of bathroom accidents at times because of it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Once in a while, got on the elevator, go downstairs this morning, and there was a woman on there with a bulldog.
Mm-hmm.
Sweetest damn dog you'd ever want to meet, but he looks like he wants to rip your throat out when he looks at you. It's like, jeez.
Ever since I think the Bugs Bunny cartoons from back in the day, or the Looney Tunes cartoons back in the day shaped the public's outlook on bulldogs.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about? Because there was always this like perception that they're big and mean and tough, and every particularly like is an English bulldog the ones that are really like smash
gnarly
face.
looking. Yes. Yep.
They're like, I wouldn't think that dog would exert any amount of energy to do anything. They're just pretty.
Well, this one, that's that kind of bulldog. He's got the real smashed in face.
Yeah.
He looks like he wants to kill you by looking at you, but he's the sweetest thing, and his name is Maui.
Maui. Oh,
Maui the puppy. Okay.
I like Maui.
Maui's good. Yeah, so it was terrific. Dogs, cats, the whole shooting match.
There's Jude. Jude's coming in the shot.
Jude there he is. Yep. He's walking back and forth. Judy's walking back and forth. What are you guys talking about in there? No question about it. Yeah, you got to. Although the one mistake we did make, we had two puppies. It was Cassie Russell and Nipsey Russell were the two.
Oh, I like it.
Puppies.
Nice names.
Phenomenal, because they were Jack Russell Terriers.
Yep.
Two Jack Russells, Nipsey Russell and Cassie Russell. I suppose most white people wouldn't even know who that is, I would guess.
You know, there's a hip hop guy named Nipsey Hussle.
Oh, it's Nipsey Hussle now. That's right. Yep. But Nipsey Russell was funny. He was a very funny comedian.
Oh, for sure.
He was hilarious. But that whole situation, having him around, all the rest of it. But Alex decided when she was about 10, 11 years old, I want to get a canary. She got a canary, put her in the cage. I said, make sure when you go to bed at night, you close the door, you know. So she got the canary in the cage and sleeping at night. Wakes up in the morning. Nipsey and Cassie got into the room, tipped it over, and caved in the cage to get at the bird. Oh. It was hideous. I mean, it was hideous.
That's like some instinct right there. They can't help themselves.
They cannot help themselves. But you're going over to your daughter, and you're going like, hey, let me put this pillow over your head for a second.
Yeah. Hurry up. Go out and find a new bird.
Find a new bird for Alex. All right, Palomino, another brilliant report.
I will be coming live to you tomorrow from Des Moines if I remember to get up.
What are you doing in Des Moines?
I got a basketball tournament. My daughter's got a basketball tournament down there. We're heading down tonight. So,
do you know if Fatino's is still open in there? When I was working at Capitol Records, I used to go to Fatino's Italian restaurant in Des Moines. It was phenomenal.
I don't know, but I will look.
Somebody told me they might not be around anymore, but it was really, really good back in the day.
I'm always looking for good dinner recommendations.
Are you driving down?
Yeah.
You're going to stop at the Winnebago factory in Forest City?
No, but if my folks were we'd be stopping there. That's that's their mecca, man. That's their deal. But no, I will not be stopping on the way down.
Again, by coincidence, I asked people last night. Catherine and I are planning when we get back home to once in a while, like every other or every third weekend, going to another town in Minnesota and hanging out for the weekend. I asked for some recommendations. So far, I've gotten several hundred of them, so I'm going to have to kind of weed through them.
You got a busy summer.
I got a busy summer coming up because I'm going everywhere, apparently. But thank you to all of you for doing that. It was very, very nice of you to do that. But we will talk to you tomorrow, Palomino.
All right. See you from Iowa.
Thanks a lot. Looking forward to it. Channel 5's Chris Egert is brought to you by Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold. Call Josh for your free 48-minute evaluation at 952-925-5608. Now, I don't know if he's going to – I hope he makes it because Judd Zulgad was going to pop back on at 8:45, which is now what means after this break. We'll see if he can make it. What do you think, AJ? You don't look positive about this.
He texted me. He said he's had no success finding this video. He ran into the same issue I had. So he said he's still looking. If he can find it in the next 5 minutes, he'll have back on. Otherwise, I don't think we'll get him.
He's a big baby.
I know.
What do you think of that action? All right, we'll take. He's just a big sugar tit all the way. That's all it is. All right, we'll be right back. When you go to a restaurant, you expect the chef to be an expert. You expect your auto mechanic to be an expert when it comes to fixing your car. You judge them both by the results of their work. Josh Arnold is an expert in investments and planning your financial future. Josh Arnold is my expert, and he should be yours too. I talk to Josh every week, and he understands the market and the economy, and he knows how to plan for your retirement Don't put it off another day. The man with your plan is Josh Arnold. Call Josh now for a no-obligation 48-minute evaluation. You've got nothing to lose, and you'll have an expert planning and managing your financial future. Call Josh at 952-925-5608. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice. Tom Barnard is a paid endorser.
Is that text you're sending so important that you missed your turn? Is that text you're sending so important that you ran the red light? Is that text you're sending so important you didn't see the ball coming onto the road or the child that followed? Hi, I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw and Bryant. When you take your eyes off the road for even 4 seconds, your vehicle travels 100 yards. That's the entire length of a football field. If you absolutely have to text, you need to pull off the road somewhere safe and do it from there. Texting and driving is against the law and can cause serious injury or even death to you and others. Now that is important. We hope you're never injured in a collision, but if you are, please contact us.
Find Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Going farther with Mike Bryant on your side, seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
Mike Lindell of MyPillow employees want to thank my listeners for all your continued support. To thank you, they're having an overstock clearance and new product sale right now for the best prices ever. When you use promo code TOM, you get free shipping on your entire order. You get 50% off the MyPillow 2.0. Also get 50% off the brand new flannel sheets that just arrived and won't last long. 6-pack towel sets for only $29.98. And take advantage of the free shipping on larger items such as mattresses and mattress toppers. 100% made in the USA, on sale for as low as $99.99. Everything is on sale, from the brand new kitchen towels that have the same technology as the bath towels that actually absorb dog beds, blankets, couch pillows, and so much more. To get the best specials ever, go to mypillow.com or call 800-516-5146. Use promo code TOM, and you can get free shipping on your entire order. So call 800-516-5146. Go to mypillow.com and use promo code TOM.
You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
You are indeed. So you guys just got, I was thinking, and I think this is true, I'm not really sure of it, but I did see that video because it's the video of Hawk, the former Road Warrior wrestler, beating the piss out of these 3 guys that started a fight with him. It was that, on-site camera stuff, how they,
okay.
That kind of deal. And I'm almost certain I saw it on Channel 5, so I should ask Chris Egert if they had it.
Ooh, they could have that archive footage.
They might have the archive footage, I'm not sure, but it's the old Skyway Theater. What was the name of the titty bar downstairs?
What is it now? It's like shoot, let me look it up here, because there is a strip. I'm not sure if it's the same one that is back in the day, but I think there is a strip club, the Spearmint Rhino. Maybe
Spearmint Rhino. God, they're all over the United States, aren't they?
Yeah.
One thing I will tell you about Florida, you can find a titty bar in Florida. Holy God, they're everywhere. I mean, Minnesota's got what, like 2, or Minneapolis, St. Paul, I should say, are like 2 or 3 of them. That's about it.
Yeah, I think there's 1, 2, like 3 of them downtown,
3
maybe, and then a couple in St. Paul.
But yeah, it used to be Rick's Cabaret. Is that still there?
Yeah, it's Rick's Cabaret, Downtown Cabaret, and Spearmint Rhino, I believe, are the 3 main.
Is that the one that used to be Club Casino?
That I do not know.
I have no idea. The only reason I knew about that one is because a friend of mine was the bouncer there.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to tell people as they're, getting a little whipped up out, and I said, I wouldn't do this if I were you.
Oh, yeah.
I know the bouncer here. I would not piss him off if I were you. It's not a good idea. He was a professional wrestler, too, as a matter of fact.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Kenny Norton. Not Ken Norton, damn it. Ken Norton was the boxer.
Yeah. That'd be one heck of a bounce.
Right. Norton. He was just Norton. That was all. Norton, I'm going to go beat the piss out of somebody. But yeah, that's, it's really funny because that one, what's the one over on Washington, kind of right next door to J.D. Hoyt's?
The you're talking about like a strip club?
Yeah. It's like right next to it on Washington Avenue. It starts with an S too, I think.
Is Spoon and Spice? Is that what it's called?
No, that's not it.
Spoon
We're running into more titty bars than we knew we had. We didn't even know we had this many.
That might just be a restaurant. I'm looking at the
strip club name.
What are you talking about? Spoon and Stable? No, it's not Spoon and Stable.
No.
I don't think Gavin Newsom would really appreciate that too much.
Can confirm Gavin Newsom is not running a strip club out of
Gavin,
Spoon.
do you have any tits that you can fry up for me? Or yeah, I don't know. But that whole I went in there one time and I can't remember who I was picking up. I had to be one of the bouncers. We were going to go somewhere, go to a Twins game or some damn thing. I don't know what we're doing. But I told him I'd come by and pick him up at that one over there. It's on Washington and like 3rd.
Okay.
4th, maybe something like that. And I go in and pick him up, and it's funny because the manager comes over, said, "Hey Tom, I want to come over and introduce myself. I gotta tell you one thing though." And I say, "What's that?" He goes, "You got signs, man." I said, "What do you mean I got signs?" He goes, "You got big signs." I said, "What big signs?" He goes, "You are uncomfortable as hell to be in here, aren't you?" I said, "Yeah, it's not my kind." And I'm not judging anybody. You want to go to titty bars, that's your business and all the rest of it. But it's just not my kind of deal, you know?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of going to pay money to just see you naked. Like, I'm like, it doesn't do it for me. Like, there's some people there's some people that love going to strip clubs. Like,
they do, yeah.
Eat. I'm like, I don't want to eat in a strip club. Like, what are we doing?
I've seen a guy who lives in Vegas and he goes to different strip clubs and he like reviews their food. Like, that's why anybody's going there.
That's exactly right. Yeah, there are more of those around because there was, that whole. And again, I'm not judging anybody. You like to go to titty bars, good for you. It's just not. That's the one thing, I talk once in a while about is the fact that if you're going to see a naked woman, don't you want to like be with her naked yourself? And I don't think they'd appreciate that if you stripped down and hopped up on stage. You know what I mean?
You just walk into the strip club and immediately just start stripping.
Just disrobe and get up on stage.
Boy.
It's all true. Yeah, that's probably not a good idea. But like I said, I'm not judging anybody. You want to work at a strip bar, you want to go to strip bars, good for you. It's just doesn't happen to be my kind of deal, you know?
Yep.
Yeah. I've never been, Kevin, have you?
To a strip club?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been to a couple strip clubs here and there.
You look like a guy that has.
A shot. That was a shot.
When I worked at Union, the managers from the strip club that was next door, Spearman Rhino, would come in all the time, and so we were friendly with them, and so we would go get bottle service at the strip club every once in a while. But I'm not like a big I need to go there for my birthday or bachelor party. Like, no, I'm.
That's always so weird to me. Like, hey, all my friends, let's go here together. Like, let's go golfing or something.
Right.
Golfing's good, no question.
A little less erotic.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna throw a change up at you.
Okay.
The 10 unhealthiest cheeses you can buy. What the hell do they mean by unhealthy cheese? What does that even mean?
I think that's all.
Yeah, and I don't even want
that's all fat.
I love cheese.
Oh, don't you love cheese? Cheese is wonderful. There's no question. All right, I'm going to find out for you the ones you're not supposed to eat, Tevin.
Okay.
May is American Cheese Month, celebrating all cheeses made in the USA, so not just the processed kind, but the timing here seems mean. Mashed.com ranked the 10 unhealthiest cheeses, and American cheese is number 1. Why would American cheese be so unhealthy?
Like, that would be, I mean, I guess that kind of checks out. A lot of foods that Americans come up with are unhealthy, but
that's true.
Yeah, I'd probably use like a whole milk or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
American cheese is heavily processed, full of preservatives, and loaded with salt. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Ooh, and it's only orange because of the food coloring. That's not good. Mascarpone, I love mascarpone.
Oh, that's so good.
It's really good, isn't it?
That's such a
soft, spreadable cheese that used in a lot of desserts. Keep using it. It's just really high in saturated fat. Double Gloucester, a semi-hard cheese from England. You got Brunost. I've never heard of Brunost. And sweet Norwegian cheese has got more sugar than most types. I've never had a sugary cheese.
I've been in the clear here so far. Like, I have the occasional American slice. Don't get me wrong, but like mascarpone, never. I don't even know what Brewster is. Don't know what this. Yeah, maybe I'm healthy.
I've never heard of Brunost. Never even heard of it. Any cheese that comes in a can or a jar. Yes, well, I understand that. I suppose that's true. Brie, it's the highest. It's high in cal. Oh, Brie is so good.
I got a spreadable Brie can in my fridge right now.
I love Brie myself. It's high in calories, loaded with saturated fats. Stilton, a type of blue cheese. See, I love blue cheese. A lot of people don't like it. I love it. Oh, it's great.
It's great. I'd rather have that than like ranch when I'm like blue cheese or whatever. Yeah, absolutely.
It's considered one of the best, world's best cheeses, but one of the, but not one of the healthiest. Pre-grated Parmesan cheese. I love that too. Leave me alone with the Parmesan on my spaghetti. All right.
But that's they're saying pre-grated because I bet you that's all the preservatives. If you get a block of Parmesan yourself and grate it yourself fresh, one, it's going to taste better, but then two, it's going to be healthier for you. So there you go.
Love it.
Do the extra step, people.
2 to go. Roquefort, a blue cheese that originated in France. Again, lots of calories and saturated fat. And finally, pre-packaged shredded cheese. It's loaded with additives and preservatives. That's why you're better off buying a block and shredding it yourself. Yes. That makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Do what you get off your ass. Do it yourself, right?
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. We will take a break. Be right back. Preacher Lawson will join us right after this. In addition to having the best selection in town, K&L Surplus and Ammo also can help you sell your firearms safely and worry-free. Very, very important. You've inherited a collection of firearms from a loved one, don't know what to do with them, or if you have guns you're no longer using, call Jim at K&L Surplus and Ammo. Jim can help you sell those firearms safely and through consignment and auction. I know Jim. He's an extremely knowledgeable guy, great guy too. Will help you get top dollar, which is very important, of course. He will help you explore all the options and take the work and stress off of your shoulders. K&L Surplus and Ammo is on Lake Drive in Lina Lakes and open Tuesday through Saturday. You can also visit them online at www.klgunstore.com.
I've been tracking the weather in Minnesota for a long time. I'm 5 Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Ken Barlow. In the morning, I've got to be right because my forecast affects your family's entire day. And in the evening, you can count on my friend, Ren.
That's right, Ken. I'm 5 Eyewitness News Evening Meteorologist Ren Claire. And as a Minnesotan, I know our weather can be tricky. Throughout the day and into the night, I've got you covered with an accurate forecast to help keep your family safe and ready for any weather.
And don't forget, no matter how things change or what time of day, you'll always get our forecast first at the start of every newscast on 5 Eyewitness News. Start your day with me, Ken Barlow.
And wrap up your day with me, Ren Claire.
Because 5 Eyewitness News is always tracking our weather, so you're always alerted first. It's why 5 Eyewitness News is Minnesota's weather authority.
Hello, I'm Brad Huckle, President and Chief Lending Officer at North American Banking Company.
And I'm Michael Bilski, CEO at North American Banking Company.
As a locally owned and operated community bank, we work with many multi-generational businesses.
Take personal care dentistry of Roseville, for example. Dr. Walter Hunt, also known as Painless to me, has been a longtime customer of the bank since we opened the bank in 1998.
When his son Kyle was ready to join the practice, they wanted to expand quickly.
With their additional space and equipment, they now are able to see more patients each day while providing the same level of care and service.
Okay, guys, I'll take it from here. If you run a family business or any kind of business for that matter, you should be banking with Brad and Mike over at North American Banking Company. Every time I deal with them or their team, I know I'm working with experienced professional bankers. So why not bank with my banker? North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This is the Tom Barnard Podcast.
Yes, it is, ladies and gentlemen. We good to go?
Not quite. Still waiting on that call here, but
let me know. That'll be fine. So that's all we ever do is we just kind of like, loll around, just wait around. People jump in. It all works out in the end, does it not?
Oh, yeah.
There's some people that get very uptight about that. If you're not there at that very second, I'm going to go into a panic. It's like, settle down for Christ's sake. Relax.
Just start hyperventilating because the phone call didn't come through on time.
That's exactly right. Oh, my God. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Settle down. How about that? When we do that? So basically, we went through the 10 unhealthiest cheeses you can buy. And by the way, between Tevin and I, we liked all 10 of them. Well, maybe not one. That one at the end, that one sounded terrible.
No, but most of them are good to go.
Yeah, we got Preacher on the line right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, promoting his highly anticipated second stand-up special. And I have to say it this way. It's just the way I was raised in North Minneapolis. Preacher Lawson, our very special guest. The name of his new stand-up special is My Name is Preacher. Preacher, I have to say it that way the entire interview. Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. My name is Preacher. Is there a lot of heat that goes on? I don't mean heat. Is there a lot of pressure being named Preacher?
I don't feel any pressure.
Good.
Yeah. I think pressure is what other people put on you, but I mean, I felt pressure as a kid. I thought I was going to be a pastor, but I was wrong. I don't want to do it.
But
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
I understand. You know what's great about that whole deal? You and I have never met in person, but I've always enjoyed, because I've got kind of a different tone myself. But I got to be honest with you. If I walked into a club and they said, ladies and gentlemen, Preacher Lawson, and then Preacher Lawson walks out and goes, let me tell you a joke, I would pay attention. Just your voice alone, I would pay attention.
No, you're hilarious.
You know what I'm saying? So where'd you grow up, Preacher?
I didn't grow up anywhere. I mean, I was born in Portland, Oregon, but I guess I would say most of my adolescence was Memphis, Tennessee. And, yeah. So, I didn't really grow up anywhere. Moved around a lot.
He just moved. Well, we moved around. We moved like 42 times before I was 19 years old, so I understand. We had to move. That rent came due, and we had to go. That's just how it was. There's no question about it. It is true, Preacher. What am I going to tell you? It is true. And My Name is Preacher Lawson brings his relatable high-energy comedy in his latest special. He discusses everything from his decision to bring his mom on the road. I wanted to specifically talk about that because in my experience, Preacher, and you know, I'm not including myself in that, but I adored my mother. My mother and I got along very well. Just about every really, really good comedian that I know had this magnificent son-mother relationship, daughter-mother relationship, whatever. Is that an important part of it? Having your mother say, hey, look, here's what you need to do. Did you ever talk to your mother about doing stand-up?
Yeah, I mean, I might have brought it up to her once or twice, and then, you know, she probably was like, no, I don't want to do stand-up. And I'm like, that's fine. I don't know how she kind of fell into it. But she does comedy with me. She's on the road with me, making people laugh. I don't write her jokes. She wanted me to write her jokes. I'm like, hey, I've been doing comedy like 15 years. She's like, well, I've made you for 33 years. And I'm like, you made me for like 10 minutes.
Well, it's true.
I mean, yeah, it's like, yeah. I'm assuming. I don't know. I wasn't there. But,
no, yeah, you were there, but not cognizant of it. There's no question about it.
Yeah,
It's got to be wonderful having your mom on the road with you. So she just comes on stage with you and everything. That's wonderful.
Yeah, she does jokes and she's awesome. And she makes me, yeah, she's awesome. You know.
Yep,
she does a great job. She's my favorite mom.
Your favorite mom? Well, that's a good thing. I'm really glad to hear that, Preacher, because having a favorite mom who's actually your real mom is a good thing.
Yeah, for sure.
No
I
question.
agree with that.
Preacher discusses everything from his decision to bring his mom on the road, dealing with childhood bullies. Now you look like you're a pretty big fella. A lot of bullies bother you when you were a kid?
Well, you know what I did? I got bothered a lot as a kid. I'm pretty jacked now.
Yeah.
I'm pretty I barely fit in the doors. It's pretty crazy. I haven't seen my neck in months. But I'm pretty massive, you know. So
Yeah.
before I was not. Before I was like really fast. You know, I was always really fast. That's why I never got beat up. They couldn't catch me. But I was, I got bullied a lot, man. I got bullied a lot. But I think that everyone that survived being bullied is just killing the game right now, baby. Yeah.
No, I understand that absolutely. This is something that kind of hit me by surprise, though. Preacher discusses everything from his decision to bring his mom on the road, dealing with childhood bullies, to why vegans are the healthiest. Now, I'm looking at a picture of you, and you got not a tight shirt on, but it's a form-fitting shirt. You look like you eat lots and lots of meat, but you're a vegan?
Yeah, I'm plant-based, baby. You know, I know people try to make fun of us where you get your protein at, but you should worry about your fiber because my poops are amazing.
Are they really? Really? Well, could you send one in?
Phenomenal, man. They're fast. In and out. Gone. One squeeze. I got work to do. I have bills to pay, meetings to go to. A lot of people lose brain cells, and they're like, oh, man, let me go on TikTok or Instagram and look at some memes and laugh. They get distracted. It's back in there. Not me. I'm gone, baby.
That's
All
it.
right? So it just runs through me. It's great.
That is wonderful. The only problem is if you ever have to do it in public, they'll know it's you.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm not really like, I don't know how you think I poop, but it's pretty normal. You know, I think it's normal. It's just like not as much of a struggle. You know.
Yes, I do understand that 100%. No question about that. Now, I think it's wonderful for you because I have a daughter who's vegan and she enjoys her life quite a bit. There's no question. When you go to restaurants, though, do you have to be very specific of what they need to bring you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, you know, no, none of that, you know. But I feel like that's fine. I think it's great having a restriction. I think for me personally, I need restrictions because then I'm too loose, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it makes me conscious of what I'm eating. It makes me more healthy, and yeah, I like it.
This is the wonderful thing. Man, I got to read this too. Preacher Lawson has built a massive following on TikTok with over 3.4 million followers. His YouTube channel has amassed over 640,000 subscribers. Man, people love you.
Yeah, man. I think people like me, man. I think it's pretty cool. I think people like me.
No question. Now, you trained MMA as an MMA fighter, MMA training. What's that all about?
Yeah, man, I train MMA just in case I get a heckler. You know, I've heard comedians are getting slapped nowadays, so I just want to be ready. So
what?
I think they're just attacking comedians.
They are just walking up on stage and slapping comedians.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Why? What is that all about?
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's a lot of it happening. It started in West Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
A lot of people were born and raised, and they started doing it.
I understand.
They started slapping people most of the day. So, I mean, I just want to be prepared. But yeah, I train it for a workout. I don't want to lose any brain cells. But I just want to be, I just want to be ready in case. Also, my mom gave me a lot of whoopings growing up, so I just want her to know that she can't do that anymore.
No, yeah, she can't do it anymore. No, now I do have a question, and this brings it back to personal again because I got that gravelly voice, and sometimes it's a lot deeper than it is now, and all the rest of it. But my mother had a deeper voice than I did. Did your mother have does she have a deep voice?
Well, your mom had a deeper voice than you?
Yeah. Tom, what are you doing? I'm like, okay, Mom, sorry. One thing she did, though, I will tell you this. My mother smoked cigarettes. So when she would come and yell at you, she'd take a pull off of her Pall Mall. And then while she's yelling at you, smoke came out for about 25, 30 minutes. It was unbelievable.
That's hilarious.
Well, it's true, though. I'm just telling you, it's true. Preacher, you got to come to town. When you coming to town to do some shows?
Excuse me, I'm sorry. When am I coming where?
Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Oh, man, I was just there like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, God, why didn't you should have stopped in the studio. That would have been great.
Man, I would have loved to, man. That would have been awesome. I'll do it next time, but I was just there.
Where did you appear?
Joya Theater or something like that.
It looks like the Fitzgerald Theater.
Oh, Fitzgerald. God, that's a beautiful place, man.
Oh, it was so sexy. It was a great time.
You and Garrison Keillor now. That was Garrison Keillor's home base, that theater.
I don't know who that. I mean, I'm sure he's awesome.
Good play there, Preacher. That was a good move. That was very smooth right there. Preacher, you definitely got to come back on, and when you come to town, we got to have you in studio, all right?
Yes, sir.
You're a good man, Preacher. Thanks for your time today,
I'll be back. Thank you, man. Y'all be safe unless it's fun.
My name is Preacher. Lawson brings his relatable high-energy comedy in his latest special. What a nice guy. What a nice man. You know, most comedians are nice people, aren't they?
Yeah, most of the time they're pretty nice because I mean it's hard to I guess make people laugh and be an asshole, but I'm sure there's something.
Yeah,
figure it out.
I gotta tell people who maybe have never seen Preacher Lawson that you probably don't want to boo him if you go see him.
No, he's huge. He
is
often takes his shirt off on stage as well, so he
does he?
He flexes to make sure nobody runs up on him. But looking at because he mentioned that he moved a lot and didn't really grow up anywhere. According to his Wikipedia page, it looks like he moved 20 times before the age of 10.
There you go. That was about my deal. We moved 43 times from the time I was born to 20 years or 19 years old.
Yeah, he said his mother managed to make it feel like a luxury to be living out of your car.
There you go. I still love the record my mother set. We lived at 2955 Russell. That was a house that burned to the ground, still just an empty lot. So we lived at 2955 Russell. When that burned down, we moved to 3015 Russell. And then she wanted to move again, so we moved to 3115 Russell. We lived in 3 houses on a block and a half because 30 and 31 were the same block. There was no street on 31st. So we lived in 3 houses in 1.2 blocks. Unbelievable. No question about it. So the one, 2955, that was the one that burned down. 3015 was pretty cool. And then the other one actually, and it wasn't their fault, another house was burned to the ground intentionally because it was such a wreck. Mm-hmm. The house was filled with rats, and the rats came into everybody's house, and it took like a month and a half to get them all out.
No, thank
Jesus.
you. No, thank you.
Nope, out.
You set fire to a house, and all of a sudden thousands of rats come running out of us like, Jesus. I don't know if it was thousands, but it was 100. I can guarantee you. It's probably more than that. No question about it. It was not comfortable. Let me put it that way.
I wouldn't guess it was.
No, I couldn't imagine living in that house.
Oh, it was just a real. Well, when my brother came home from Vietnam, my brother Terry came home. We were sitting in the kitchen and we heard this noise. Troy was about 2 years old. We go in the other room and 3 rats are circling him. Like, ooh, that was close. Oh God, what a great life! No wonder I'm such an even keel guy, don't you think?
Yeah, who had it better than you?
Right.
Yeah, God, what a great upbringing. No question about it.
Couple pet rats. Yeah.
Yeah, pet rats who didn't like you as well. My brother Todd woke up one night. He looked up and there was a rat staring him right in the face, sitting on his chest.
Unbelievable.
Moving instantly.
Oh God, we will be right back. Speaking of mousy people, KB2 is up next. When you go to a restaurant, you expect the chef to be an expert. You expect your auto mechanic to be an expert when it comes to fixing your car. You judge them both by the results of their work. Josh Arnold is an expert in investments and planning your financial future. Josh Arnold is my expert, and he should be yours too. I talk to Josh every week, and he understands the market and the economy, and he knows how to plan for your retirement. Don't put it off another day. The man with your plan is Josh Arnold. Call Josh now for a no-obligation 48-minute evaluation. You've got nothing to lose, and you'll have an expert planning and managing your financial future. Call Josh at 952-925-5608. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice. Tom Barnard is a paid endorser.
The past several years have been the craziest in the history of the car business. The pandemic, supply chain and chip issues, all causing extreme inventory shortages that led to, well, predatory pricing. Some dealers charge thousands of dollars over MSRP.
We never played that game. I'm Jim Paul of Valley Buick GMC. We knew that would leave a bad taste in a customer's mouth. More importantly, from an integrity standpoint, it was just wrong.
So what about the current market? You know, inventory and pricing.
Valley has their best inventory in years. Really all the Buick and GMC models. Even the previously hard-to-find Yukons, HD pickups, and Hummer EVs. Plenty of deep discounts. Many with factory rebates and low-interest financing.
Then it's a good time to buy?
It's a great time. We're welcoming our previous customers back, as well as anyone else that felt the treatment just didn't feel right the last time somewhere else.
Valley Buick GMC in Apple Valley and Hastings or valleycardealers.com. Car buying without the bad aftertaste.
The new Tom Barnard Show is proud to have partners like Bradshaw and Bryant, MyPillow, and North American Banking Company founder, chairman, and president, Mike Bilski.
I've advertised on Tom's show for years, and the reason is simple. My business is recognized because of the ads, and that recognition has created growth. What business doesn't want to grow? I highly recommend the Tom Barnard Morning Show for your advertising.
Grow results for your business by partnering with the Tom Barnard Show. Visit TomBarnardShow.com, keyword partner. You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Just receiving thank you to our listeners. I'm telling you, it's getting better and better by the day, except for today when I found out that in Des Moines, Iowa, Fatino's is long gone. Fatino's restaurant was a great restaurant in Des Moines, Iowa. I used to go down there when I was working for Capitol Records. It's long gone. What a great restaurant. Don't you hate that, KB2, when your restaurant goes out of business?
I do. There's a couple of pandemic era restaurants. They just
Yeah.
didn't survive, and I still mourn them. I always think about like the food, or sometimes it was even just the atmosphere, the staff, especially your local ones.
Yep. No question. Well, that's the Murray family. I've known the Murray family going all the way back to not the grandfather, but the father, the son, the children. I've known not 4, but 3 generations of the 4 generations that have owned that restaurant. Really, really nice. You know what Tim Murray's father's name was?
I don't.
Arthur Murray. What do you think of that action,
Was he good
huh?
at dancing?
He must have been a good dancer with that kind of name, I'll tell you
The
that.
expectations placed on a name like that.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. So KB2, what's happening?
Oh my goodness, there's so much going on in Hollywood. Did anyone see the Guardian did a deep dive article? And I'm talking, when I say deep dive, I always mean like it's a 30-minute read. It's not just like a glance at it. David Copperfield, the magician.
God.
Oh God, exactly what you think. Now, these allegations, some of them had come to light during the Me Too era, which was 2017, but now more women have come forward. There are 16 women who are alleging everything from groping, sexual assault, being drugged. He must have a really, really expensive set of lawyers, because they basically took every line item from the Guardian article and they were like, this is why this isn't true. This is why this isn't true. And I will tell you, one of them was so egregious. I was reading it and I'm like, how dare you? How dare you? And I actually think you will all be on my side on this. And I'm going to say, I think it was Indiana. It might have been Iowa. It was definitely one of the I states, but they said the woman who made allegations, she was saying, hey, he got me into a bar. I was 17. He bought me a drink. And he was like being inappropriate in that he was like pressing his leg against her. He did invite her up to his room, yada, yada, yada. She did not go, but she just wanted to say that there was a pattern of behavior. His lawyer came back as a defense saying the age of consent in this state is 16.
That was his battle?
That was his battle. And by the way, at the time, David Copperfield was in his mid to late 30s. Stop.
I just don't get it. Look, I do get sick of Catherine groping me all the time. It wears me out, No, I just don't understand.
Consent.
We were just talking about this by coincidence a couple of days ago. I don't see the great thrill in forcing yourself on someone. Don't you want to be accepted? That's the biggest part of it. It's like, hey, this person wants to be with me. This is wonderful.
Well, it's a power play, and there is a pattern of behavior here, and whether obviously he hasn't been criminally charged. Those are things important. He is saying that this is a cash grab. Gloria Allred has worked with some of the survivors. Of course, there's been NDAs and cash settlements there. So I think for some people that starts to make this story a little bit murky. But at the same time, there is a pattern of behavior that from women all over the world, but a lot of them are teens. A lot of them were brought on stage during his act. And sometimes the groping even happened on stage. A father who was in his 80s said he watched it happen when he took his 2 teen daughters to the show, watched him grope his daughter on stage, and says he still lives with that. I mean, listen, she was fully clothed. And this is what people go, well, she was fully clothed and blah, blah, blah. And there was an audience. So exactly. And this is where we need to stop having these but, you know what I'm saying? And he says now that he's in his mid 80s, because this happened maybe 30 years ago, I think it was, he's just saying it still haunts me that I didn't get up and scream at him or try and get my daughter off that stage.
Yep. I would agree with him.
Yeah, because you grope the wrong person's daughter on stage, they'll come up on stage and they will put their hands on you. Like that's, I'm surprised that hasn't happened. And with going back to kind of sneaking a 17-year-old into the bar, like I don't care if the age of consent is 16. Like you also snuck her into a bar, to get her drunk probably for the first time, and then try to take advantage of her upstairs.
Yeah, the judgment call is seriously lacking. Some of his former assistants talked about why they quit, and how they were often asked to bring young women backstage, you know, and it got to the point one of them said, I would only bring girls who were at least like 19 or older, because she's like, it was getting uncomfortable having 16-year-olds hanging out backstage at a David Copperfield show. He still performs at MGM. MGM has not responded. Some people have filed formal complaints to MGM. MGM never did anything. And I just, I always go and check people's social media just to see what's happening. And of course, some people's comments slipped in, but now the comments are limited on his Instagram account, which means he doesn't want to hear it.
I just, that's one thing I'm really, really happy about. Anybody try to do that to Catherine or Alex, they'd get punched right in the face. I can promise you that. I just don't understand forcing yourself on someone else. I don't get it.
Yeah.
How is that fun?
I think it's something inside here that is not right in terms of like wanting power over someone who is weaker than you.
Yeah, that's the whole deal. It's always somebody weaker than you. So how is that power? That's not power. That's abuse.
It is abuse. And there's so many issues of that in terms of, there's financial power, because obviously he's got a big legal team behind him and he's famous. So he's got that shield. And I really applaud The Guardian, because this was an in-depth article. Like this went on and on and on. And just as you think like, oh, this article's ending, they would pivot and they would talk about another woman. And then they would talk to her friends and her family members. I mean, they really went in on this and vetted this story. And these allegations have followed him for a long time. I had a friend who had an affair with him, and she was in her 20s when it happened. She was of age, like she consented to the relationship, but I will tell you, it was dark. It was a dark relationship and a tough one for her.
Was he like abusive or something?
Yeah, just emotionally abusive. I think just not a really kind person. So, but if you're doing things like this, even thinking that it's okay to grope someone on stage,
I don't get it.
You have a lot of darkness going on in your life.
No, like I said, Clemenza and The Godfather. Oh, Paulie, you won't see him around here no more. That's exactly how I would react. I cannot imagine watching someone grope my daughter. Oh, yeah. God.
I mean, and think of this poor sweet man in his like mid 80s just saying, here we are 30 years later, and I'm still bothered by it.
I understand. I understand completely. And once you get your own name, why'd you have to use somebody else's name? You're not even smart enough to come up with your own fake name.
Right.
David Copperfield. Yeah, okay, whatever.
So funny. Yeah, and a lot of this went on while he was engaged to Claudia Schiffer, the supermodel, which he definitely sort of maximized that for his like red carpet leverage and publicity at the time. Yep. I don't know how together they actually were, because it was at the height of her fame and she was traveling the world. He at the time obviously was doing his tour, so I almost wonder if it was an arranged Hollywood contract relationship.
Yeah, it could be. Who knows? The whole sex thing, we were talking about that earlier this morning, going to stripper clubs and all that stuff, where it's just not my kind of deal. It makes me uncomfortable and all the rest of it. And again, I think part of that is because strippers and as far as that, some hookers as well lived in my neighborhood. And when I would get up early in the morning, because I used to always wake up at like 6 in the morning, go sit on the front stoop. They were all just looked so sad when they were getting home at like 6 in the morning after a night of doing who knows what. They looked like they were just beaten down. They didn't look like they were hit or anything, but just emotionally beaten down. You know what I mean?
I'm sure it's a very tough life for many of them, especially if it wasn't their choice to become a sex worker. I think that is also something, you have to think about. And that's where a lot of human trafficking comes into play too. So
it's very, very sad. No question about it. So do you want me to take care of David Copperfield? You'll never see him again.
Are you going to fly out to Vegas today? Because I will hop on a Southwest flight if that's going to happen. We'll go in the Tom Barnard team, into the MGM together.
Where's Copperfield? Where is he? Gotta be wonderful.
We'll wear magic costumes so that they don't know it's us.
Boom.
I mean, AJ's going to get the costumes together for us.
Yeah, that'll be my role in this. Tevin, you're bringing snacks.
Yep.
Snacks. I like that.
Kristen, you get the flights, and Tom, you just bring the weapons. You bring.
I thought I was the muscle. Come on.
You are the muscle. There's no question.
Tom, you get the tickets, and there we go.
No, I'll get the tickets. You be the muscle. That'll be fantastic.
I can't wait for the snacks, though.
Yep. Oh, they're going to be a lot of snacks. You can't go on a road trip without snacks.
Now, will those snacks, will they be in the form of sandwiches like burritos and tacos? They're now sandwiches. I just love that.
Is a hot dog a sandwich? Should we get into that fight?
Yeah, I know. It's not a sandwich. No. And either is a taco.
No, I don't think so either. No, a burrito's not a sandwich either.
No.
But I will bring the tacos and burritos from California because we've
plenty good
Mexican food here. Yes.
There's no question about it. Well, you can find a Mexican in California.
You can find a lot of good Mexican restaurants from Mexican families who are cooking in the kitchen, delivering their family meals. It is, and I always say if it's in a strip mall, it's the best Mexican food.
You're right. That's very, very true. It's really good.
If you should never pay. I actually went to a fancy Mexican restaurant maybe about 3 weeks ago, and it was really mid. And I was like, I know better.
Really?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I paid for fancy schmancy things, and I got real mid Mexican food, and I'm like, I know exactly where to go. Salsa y beer down the street in the strip mall is so good.
Yep. I'm trying to be on Livia diet here. You guys talking about Mexican food. I love Mexican food. Shut up. Stop talking.
You can have guacamole with cucumber chips.
Oh God, I love that. That's a great idea.
Oh, good. It is a good idea, and it's delicious.
Mexican food. Isn't it just wonderful? I love Mexican food.
I never get tired of it. And living out here, I'm so spoiled.
Yeah.
It's honestly, it's one of the best things about living out in California. Mexican food, sushi. Our sushi is really good too.
We should cut a fake commercial for a restaurant, call it Nordic Tacos. What do you think? Do you mean imagine what a Nordic taco would taste like?
I feel like it's a fish. You're dipping
It'd be a fish dip,
into,
Oh, I could bring that because last night Catherine asked me to pick up some dinner because I had an appointment. So I stopped at a place called Tropical Barbecue. It is phenomenal barbecue, but they have a fish dip. Oh my God, is it good? You take the little taco chips and you dip them in there, and
it got the eye roll. It's good.
Oh, it definitely. It is. See, that kind of food is so wonderful. It's very casual, but it's really good. I love that.
We just got on snacks and just went on a total tangent.
We kind of did. You're right about that. And then I have a Snicker afterwards, and therefore...
The snack list to beat up David Copperfield for his alleged crimes, and then now we're on food.
Right. Yeah, all fighting David Copperfield after a nice nap after some tacos. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I don't know. I've never met David Copperfield. I've never had him on the show or any of that kind of stuff. He just seems like he seems like a pain in the ass.
Magicians are very interesting. I feel like you're either in the group of so much fun and really down to earth, or kind of creepy.
Mm-hmm.
There's just no in between.
Yeah, that's very, very true. I just wish guys would stop using that fake power of theirs to overcome women. What are you doing? Jesus.
And men, because Kevin Spacey has had plenty of allegations his way. And, I think just yesterday, Liam Neeson and Sharon Stone said, hey, we need to let Kevin Spacey back into the entertainment industry after, HBO just aired the documentary on him. I'm like, is that really the best idea? I don't know. He hasn't been, convicted of any crimes, but he's had plenty of civil cases after him, and plenty of men have stepped forward to say that they were allegedly assaulted by him.
So why do Liam Neeson and these people think he should be given a break?
Because they're saying he hasn't been convicted of any crimes. He's been punished enough. Let's bring him back.
How has he been punished?
Because he hasn't been working. Because he's not making his $20 million a movie anymore. I don't know.
For some reason, it just popped in my head, and maybe it just something popped up on my phone. I think that he actually did come into studio once at KQRS. Mm-hmm. He was sitting in the middle studio. He got a phone call and said, I got to go. He actually did come on the show once, but he was only on for like 2 minutes. But that was before all that stuff was happening. That was a long, long time ago.
And he's someone who's had allegations. Like, I mean, I didn't know the sexual assault allegations, but I've said, I admitted in Hollywood, I heard that he liked young men. Mm-hmm. Always assuming that meant like 21-year-olds, but there have been allegations from people under 18. And Anthony Rapp, who's a well-known actor, especially in the Broadway community, has come forward saying he tried to assault me at 15.
Oh.
And he was like, he said, hey, listen, I was at the wrong place. I was 15. I was on Broadway. I was at a Broadway party with a bunch of adults. Probably wasn't the best place for me to be, but I found myself the last one leaving at the party at the end of the night.
God.
And he's like, I was alone with Kevin at his house.
Oh, God.
But, you also can't victim blame yourself because an adult should know.
No.
Right.
All right. That's enough sadness for the day. Way to go, Kristen. KB2, depressing.
I know, but I do think that the David Copperfield story is, if you're interested, go and read it at The Guardian. It's a big story that I feel like is slow to gain traction, but I'm starting to see the headlines.
But I will tell you again, what is the joy in forcing yourself on someone? It's being accepted that's the great joy, not forcing, right?
Right. Yeah. Like one of the parties involved, like crying or yelling, stop. That's not, not a good deal.
No way.
No.
All right. I'm going to go weep now. Thanks a lot, Kristen. Way to go.
With snacks?
You're going to have snacks while you're weeping?
Full circle.
Yeah, full circle.
Go take your little chips and sit in a corner and weep.
All right, you pill. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow for Friday.
Thank you. Kristen Bird Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. So, Tevin, you're going to do the family show with us?
Yep. Yeah. Gelfand should be on his way in, and we'll swing over and do the family show.
Yeah, it'll be on in about 15 minutes, something like that.
Yeah.
That's usually how it works.
Yeah.
AJ, lazy. You got to go back and do some other show. Typical.
I got a packed day in front of me.
Packed day, really?
Packed day. Viking schedule was released last night.
Oh, that's right.
Timberwolves looking to keep their season alive later this evening.
That is tonight, isn't it?
It sure is. So,
well, again, there's no more of a must win than this, because if you lose, it's your ass. So you got to win tonight, man.
You're either going to get tomorrow, right off the top of the show, a excited, energetic Phil Mackey.
Yes,
that's true. Downtrodden, depressed, defeated Phil Mackey. It's one of the two.
Okay, tomorrow Phil will be back on. We got to talk some wrestling with him, because I have so many great wrestling stories.
Oh God, yeah, he'd love that.
Yeah, especially if the Wolves lose. Yeah, more
more wrestling if the Wolves lose. Yeah, if the Wolves win, we'll just talk about basketball. But if they lose, we'll talk wrestling. That'll be good.
Perfect.
Don't you think?
Beautiful. Yes.
All right, fellas. Tevin, we'll talk to you in 15 minutes. AJ, talk to you tomorrow.
Yep. Have a good one.
Thanks. You too. Bye.